You don't need to be a diva with a t-shirt cannon to win an election. Welcome to How to Run for Office and Get Away with It. Today's episode is I Hate T-Shirts. That being said, we're laying down the rules to weaponize your swag and turn a boring shirt into an active field asset. Plus, the historic 1948 underwear scandal that proved t-shirts don't vote, people do. Let's get into it. Welcome to How to Run for Office and Get Away with It. I'm Scott.
And I'm Bea.
And we are your hosts here once again for episode 24, entitled
I Hate T-Shirts. That being said,
obviously, the topic is t-shirts.
because I know that I'm going to sit here and tell everyone out there why they need to make this one of their least concerns.
And we have pages and pages of reasons to not make this your major concern.
And when you don't listen to me, what you're supposed to do.
We have pages and pages on that too, how to best utilize the t-shirts that you're going to buy anyway, even though we tell you not to. I think that's a running theme, from episode 1, pretty much.
Yes. So here's what you shouldn't do, and then when you do that, here's how to do it. Because I know each and every one of you wonderful, lovely people out there in the audience.
All of your lovely little snowflakes.
I think you're wonderful. And I know not one of you is going to take my advice the first time. Because all of you wonderful, brilliant people, I know who you are. You're intellectually curious. You're excited. You have been waiting and watching your whole life. And you had a vision of what it was going to be. And I have come along and I have said, no.
Poo-poo on that.
No, that's not going to work.
I think what happens is you see campaigns, and we talked about this before in pop culture on TV shows and movies and things like that.
If people have not gone, if you haven't listened to it, go back and listen to Not As Seen on TV.
Right.
Because we talk about in there, what it looks like on TV and how it is not realistic. And surprisingly came to the conclusion that the campaign in Superman and Lois for Lana Lang was
oddly enough. But
Parks and Rec. But anyway,
we'll get into all of that in a couple of minutes.
Yes, but yeah.
But t-shirts is the topic of today's episode.
So once again, we're going to tell you why you don't need them. And then we're going to tell you what to do with them when you get them anyway.
And speaking of t-shirts, it is great t-shirt weather out there.
It is ridiculously hot. This is the hottest summer on record in the United States.
Right. It's hot here where we are for short bursts.
So
there might be a week and a half or 2 weeks where it's hot and humid every day. And then it rains for 6 days. And then it's hot and humid again.
Yeah, it's awful.
Well, speaking of summertime weather, we took a bit of a summer break.
We had a summer break. We had our last episode, but we came back early with that one because of Mitch McConnell and Lindsey Graham. And I am reporting to you, whether happy or sad to report, I am simply reporting that we still don't know if Mitch McConnell is with us or if he has ceased to be. So
at this point, he apparently has been taken out of a rehab facility that he's been in for a while.
This is just
it's strange.
The craziest. It is the weirdest of times. It is the worst of times.
Why the hell would anybody want to get into politics right now?
Oh, I love all of you being just as crazy as us.
You guys are the best.
You are the best.
You are the change.
Yes, be the change.
Be the change.
I laugh at that. I laugh at the way that you say that. But we really do mean that.
This is an impossible vocation to get into right now.
It is.
I mean, think about the headlines that you see every day and things that are going on and all of the bullshit that happens, and it's in the public view and everybody knows about it. You're crazy to get into this as a career option. You're nuts.
You're also brave and patriotic
Yes, you are.
because you're seeing that and you want to do this,
Because it's still important.
but you need help.
You definitely need help.
It is a little overwhelming.
You need our help.
You need our help.
You need the help from the guys in the white coats and the padded rooms.
But
You need help.
but-
And that's what we're here for.
Which reminds me, I do believe that we have a sponsor that we need to get to.
We do. And this is what they do. Running for office can be overwhelming, especially when you don't know where to begin. Be Political helps people just like you run for political office with the confidence of having a seasoned campaign manager. With Be Political, you'll find the professional advice you've been looking for, along with guidance and tools you can't find anywhere else. We'll help you stay organized and guide you in making important decisions about your campaign, from learning how to secure that big donor to choosing your campaign color scheme. Be Political is here for you. It's hard to know where to begin when you want to run. Start here. Be Political will show you the way. For all your campaign needs, go to bepoliticalllc.com. And now back to the show.
All right, we're back. And before we jump into this topic, MacGuffin,
Yes.
I know we mentioned it in our last episode, but we didn't talk about it much until the end. We have a brand new,
We have a great, very cool new theme song.
it is a great theme song. It comes off the album Made in America. And I will put a link up on social media at How to Run Pod. Literally any social media, that's where you're going to find our
From the
handle.
great guys and gal and astrologer.
Yes. And they're out of Phoenix. They have a production studio called Candyland, I believe, and just phenomenally talented. I'm going to take a little bit of credit for this band. You'll listen to it. You'll hear the heavy influence of the Beatles. I happen to have introduced that singer-songwriter and astrologer to the Beatles.
This is your cousin?
It is actually my cousin.
Yes.
Yeah. He's
You never would have found out about the Beatles if it hadn't been for you.
I believe that. I believe that in my
That's
heart of hearts.
absolutely true.
So Drew, I just want to let you know you're welcome. You're welcome for introducing you to the Beatles. There just wasn't any way that you were ever going to find out about them.
Right.
Definitely not from your dad.
Nope.
Who is my uncle. But just a phenomenal talented band out of Phoenix.
Yeah, check them out. Astrologer. They're on
Been around
Spotify. They've got several albums on Spotify. A lot of great music.
But Made in America is an excellent album. I've listened to it about 1,000 times now. And, one of the things I like about it is like it's the end of the Republic as we know it. Might as well dance and have a good time. It's kind of the feeling of this album.
I think that's a very appropriate feeling for right now.
I feel like it runs in the family.
I think Charles Dickens said it best. It is the worst of times.
Yeah.
It is the worst of times.
I think that John Adams said it best when he said, "These are the times that try men's souls."
Yes.
So here we are, and our democracy is being a little poked at, tested. And so we're out there pushing the boundaries on the front line so that they move back to where it's respectable again. In the meantime, if you're looking for a good soundtrack to pushing that boundary on back where it makes sense again,
Right.
Made in America
Made in America.
by Astrologer. So
I can see some of our candidates now with loudspeakers on top of their car blasting Made in America as they drive down the street with a microphone saying, "Vote for Goldie Wilson." Yeah, we'll make Astrologer the theme for people running for office
and taking part in democracy.
and taking part in democracy. There you go.
All right, so we're talking about my favorite topic to get mad about. I get unreasonably angry about this topic. And it's because it's deja vu. I have the conversation every year over and over.
Right.
So I'm going to have this with y'all once, and we're just going to get it over and done with. And this I feel like is part of my journey to my finding self-fulfillment.
Yes. This is therapy for you.
This is therapy for me. So
We're going to meditate on this a little bit.
right. And I'm going to create this tool to put in my and your toolbox.
Yes.
So that when this topic comes up, instead of me needing to have this conversation, I'm going to say, go to episode
24.
Yeah.
And just listen to it
Just
over
listen to
and
that.
over and over.
And we'll go from there.
All right. Well, let's start off by talking about T-shirts.
T-shirts.
Campaign T-shirts in general.
All right.
What is and we alluded to this in several previous episodes.
There is no campaign fairy.
There is no campaign fairy. T-shirts are not free. They are a very expensive piece of swag. But I think what I was saying earlier about seeing elections and campaigns in pop culture, you imagine the candidate standing up on stage with a big sign behind them that has their picture in it, and everybody in the audience is wearing their T-shirt, and they're holding up signs and the straw hats and the whole 9 yards. And that is an image that is created because it is entertaining, but it is not reality.
Yeah, it's really important to know that, especially when you're running in local elections, when you are running for those smaller offices, the campaign funds just aren't there. You don't have as large a constituency to pull from in order to have them invested enough to want to give money. If you have a large war chest, it's typically coming from an outside source. And, hey, that's what you need to be doing. But that's harder to get.
Right.
When you are, especially if you're running from mid-sized cities or, like counties that are, rural communities, that sort of thing. You just don't have the revenue for things like that.
Right. And you're not going to have a huge campaign budget for some smaller races. And even so, whatever your budget is, T-shirts serve a very particular purpose if they're used in a very particular way, which is what we're going to be talking about.
But first, we're going to tell you how to get away with not having them, which is what you should be trying to do to begin with. And honestly, as we go into this, like we said, we're going to tell you why you don't need them, and then we're going to tell you how to utilize them. I'm going to tell you honestly what you need to do. T-shirts need to go on your wish list. When you are on track with your fundraising, when you have everything lined up and you actually have revenue available to you for this, then you invest in it. When you feel comfortable in your campaign to have the perks, to have the trappings, this should be included in the trappings.
Right.
And we're going to explain to you why.
All right. So let's start off by talking about why do candidates love T-shirts?
Okay, so the first thing is because people love T-shirts.
Sure they do.
And so one of the first things that candidates get asked is, do you have any T-shirts? Are you getting T-shirts? I want a T-shirt. And it's because people love free shirts.
Sure they do.
For them, it's a free shirt, which is exciting. But for the campaign, it's not a free shirt.
It's not free.
There is no T-shirt that's ever been free. It's come out of somebody's budget. Somebody has paid for that T-shirt.
But why do people want T-shirts?
Okay, so people in general, I don't know what it is. T-shirts and stickers. People love T-shirts and stickers. People will do unreasonable things for T-shirts and stickers. It is part of the psychology of why you get an I voted sticker when you go to vote. That is a real thing that had psychology put into it to encourage voter turnout.
Okay.
It was a very cost-effective way of encouraging voter turnout, and it works.
Sure.
Because you get a sticker. I don't know what it is about the human experience that makes them love a free t-shirt and a sticker, but by God, humans will go to a baseball game.
I have gotten a number of free t-shirts over the years that I have never ever worn since.
That's what I'm saying. You were
That I was very excited to get.
You were excited.
Yeah.
And I know people who are like so excited to get that shirt, never wore it.
That's like handing out yard signs to find people, just set them in their garage.
Or put them in as a decoration in one of their rooms. It's like, that's not helping at all.
Right.
So, t-shirts are a campaign expense. And while they're seen as a novelty and excitement for, the people receiving them, for you, they should have a very real marketing strategy and a plan in how you are distributing them, where they're going to, when they're being used.
Right.
And then, one of the things, and you asked this earlier, you asked why people want t-shirts, why candidates want t-shirts. I'm going to be honest, and probably one of our most favored episodes that we hear about the most is Neither a Dick Nor a Diva Bee.
Sure.
Especially the follow-up with the Henry and Cassius Clay.
Right.
But the reason why a lot of candidates, whether they want to admit it to themselves or not, that they want t-shirts is they're being a little bit of a diva.
Right.
Right? They're being a little Henry Clay about it.
You want to be a cult leader and you want everyone to be following you wearing the same colored robes.
Genuinely though, it is an ego boost.
Yes.
It's an ego boost to have people wearing your name.
Yeah.
It's an expensive ego boost.
Yes, that it is.
You need to be honest with yourself.
There are alternative ways to identify your followers.
The next thing is that it can feel like momentum. Like I had 50 shirts and everybody wanted my shirts.
Right.
And all of my shirts are gone. It can feel like momentum to see in those brief moments and those like, oh, I got a shirt and people throw them on and people are wearing it. Maybe if you're lucky.
Right.
And what it's doing for you as a candidate is giving you a visual that you don't get a lot of in campaigns.
Right.
It's giving you a visual confirmation that you can't feel, you can't see really any other way than t-shirts and yard signs, the ways that people really physically see their campaign. But it's a false sense of momentum is what it is. It bleeds your war chest and it doesn't necessarily translate into the voter contact that you need to be making. All the things that are your instincts that make you feel good about t-shirts are the exact opposite of what you would be doing with t-shirts if you're spending the money.
Right.
So I've got some rules. I've got B's rules for t-shirts.
All right, here we go. B's rules for t-shirts. Write these down, folks.
Number 1, note that it is number 1. No free rides.
That's right.
No free shirts. People need to earn or pay for their shirts. 1, here's number 1 for why. These are the subsets of this rule. Valued is tied to effort. I cannot stress this enough. Value is tied to effort. So if you're just handing out shirts like candy, they're going to be treated like trash. That is guaranteed to be shoved into.
I didn't do a damn thing to earn this t-shirt. I didn't work for it. It was just given to me, so I care very little about it.
The joy isn't in wearing the t-shirt. It's in receiving it in that moment. It's, I got the t-shirt.
Right.
It's not in, I get to get this t-shirt. I get to wear this t-shirt. So, treat them like they're valuable.
Yes.
2, earning it doesn't need to be paying for it. You can have a volunteer threshold. So make the value of it. Sign up for 3 blocks of walking shifts.
Yeah.
And get the official team shirt.
Right.
Now, not only do they get the t-shirt, it's a badge of honor. And they want to wear it because they want everyone to know, I've got a team shirt. I'm part of that team.
Sure.
It creates value. And then, the donation barrier, you can always make it with a $25 donation. You get this exclusive supporter t-shirt.
Right.
Which
and that's not a hard number. I mean, you have to work out your own finances, but
You don't want it to be
Make
less than
make it
25.
make it as a reward for a certain monetary donation.
Right. And then it still has that flavor of, I got a free t-shirt, but they didn't. They just paid $25 for a t-shirt. So then you have the other way that I like to use with getting a shirt and making it special is the action. So if you're at a rally or you're at the fair or you're doing a booth somewhere, you have t-shirts there. It may not be that they do a donation. It may be anybody who registers to vote and fills out their voter registration card gets a free t-shirt.
Okay.
Or anyone who signs a pledge with a voter plan card
Yeah.
gets a. These are, I mean, there's
Those
different
are pretty
things.
low bars. I think
They are low bars, but I mean, if you have fallen into a wealth of t-shirts or you've made the mistake of ordering 500, here's a way in which that you can create value.
the point is get something from giving the t-shirt away.
Right. Give us your information, sign up for our newsletter, like us on social media right here, show us you liked and shared, and we'll hand you a t-shirt. Also, number one, tied for number one, and I just brought it up, never buy inventory up front.
Right.
If you are buying 500 shirts in mixed sizes, it leaves you with boxes of triple XL and small shirts, and they're in your basement for a decade. If possible, always do print on demand or pre-order forms so that every shirt is ordered and already paid for by a supporter.
Okay.
Okay. Rule number 3. T-shirts don't vote. People vote.
Right.
Merchandise gives candidates a false sense of momentum. You guys, you have a false sense of momentum. I talked about it a few minutes ago. Just because everybody wants your t-shirt doesn't mean your campaign has the momentum that you think it does. A room full of people wearing your shirt feels great, but 50 shirts handed out to family and friends yields 0 new votes.
Right.
Compared to spending that money that you spend on those shirts, that same money on targeted mail, digital ads, or field operations. So you can hire somebody for the amount that you would spend you can hire a field coordinator for the last month of your campaign.
Right.
Instead of 500 t-shirts.
Yeah. The t-shirt is a mobile billboard. Unlike a billboard or an ad or another type of expenditure that you would have to get your name out there, you're relying on people to not only wear the t-shirts and have positive interactions with people when they see them in those t-shirts, but that those people are not despicable people or they're not disliked, because that's going to give a negative impression if you're putting your name on their chest when they're assholes, right?
And that's something that as a candidate, you have to come to terms with personally, because there are going to be people who support you that you're going, okay. And that you're concerned that it may negatively reflect on you.
Right.
But at the same time, you can mitigate some of that. And this is one of those ways by
Don't give them a t-shirt.
by making it not a free-for-all, but only select people have them, or, people that you are sure are going to be wearing them specifically to the strategy of your campaign, then you avoid that concern entirely.
Okay.
There are times, especially as your campaign gets larger, as you move into higher offices that are more countywide or multiple countywide, where that becomes impossible to really mitigate. But in the local elections where you're working in smaller areas and smaller towns, this is absolutely the best way that you can do that. And that's an excellent point.
Sure.
But I want to circle back and make a point that I made there right at the end with rule number 4, which is that is money that could be spent on targeted mail, digital ads, field operations, that sort of thing.
Right.
Don't let your ego of seeing your name on shirts or satisfying the demands of some of the people who work with your campaign or your more enthusiastic voters, supporters, don't let that distract you from where your money will be most effective.
Exactly.
So
I promise you, we know more than your supporters do.
As much as they want them, let them know, hey, that's not in our budget right now. I guess we need to get out there and get some more contributions to the campaign if we want to see those.
Sure.
In the meantime,
go out and raise me $1,000 and I'll give you a t-shirt.
Rule number 5, the only exception to giving away t-shirts, and try not to give them away if you don't have to, the volunteer uniform.
Sure.
If you have the funds for it and this is the direction you're going, you can order a small, precise quantity exclusive for high visibility field events, which is doing like election day work, driving people to polls.
Right.
Or marching in local parades.
As we talked about before.
Major door knocking events that you're doing.
Your team leaders and your lead supporters that do a lot of door knocking.
Any kind of fundraising events where you have volunteers serving as staff.
Yeah.
So your core team, so that they're easily identifiable to voters and media. This is your exception to, if you're going to have t-shirts, this is the ideal place to have them.
This is the first place to make sure that you have them.
So the only exception is volunteer uniforms, which we're going to talk about where you can actually substitute.
Yeah.
So, and then finally, the golden rule.
The golden rule.
If you cannot justify the shirt's line item return on your investment,
that would be an ROI for you and you people in the accounting field.
ROI, return on investment. If you cannot justify your shirt's line item return on investment in field visibility, digital reach, direct revenue, or voter turnout, don't buy them.
Right.
Just don't. Just don't. No matter how much you personally want them, that goes under wants, not campaign needs.
Yeah. Spend the money. Get yourself a couple of nice polos that are embroidered that you can wear for your campaign.
Yeah, you should never be. You should never be wearing your campaign.
Yeah, you should never wear a campaign T-shirt yourself. You need to get yourself a nice embroidered polo.
And we've talked about that.
We've talked about that. Use some of that T-shirt money that you were going to spend to get yourself something that is very presentable, that you have multiples of in case you start splitting through things.
Yes, exactly. That is far more functional to your campaign. So
it's not that you're more important than your volunteers, but kind of you are.
So now that we have gone over the rules of T-shirts in general, now that you understand that this is not something that you should really be spending your money on, that it is a want, not a need.
Here's what to do when you go out and buy T-shirts.
Here's your do's and don'ts for when you go ahead and do it anyway. You need to design your T-shirts for the real world. Okay? If your shirt is ugly, you have wasted your money.
Right.
It needs to be wearable. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if your shirt is scratchy, oversized, with box, giant, garish letter logos, nobody is wearing that in public.
If people are not going to be comfortable in your shirt, then they're not going to wear it.
They're going to be itchy. It's like, oh, I wore this once. They do not desire to wear that again. It gets tossed to the side and they avoid that shirt. It ends up being the thing that gets used to mop up grease or, paint or something like that. So invest, if you're spending the money, then
spend the extra $1 for the soft T-shirts, the soft cotton tees, the tagless type shirts,
the ring spun cotton ones,
yes.
the good blend, the ones that are already shrunk.
Yeah, pre-shrunk cotton, excellent.
Tagless. This is so important, and especially if you have any youth sizes at all. If you have youth shirts, tagless.
Oh, kids hate tags. Finn absolutely can't stand it.
I'm pretty sure the first time that he used scissors was to try to cut a tag out of his shirt.
To keep the shirt design clean, make it attractive for people to look at, hopefully with your logo or your branding on it.
Yeah, you want that shirt designed for like actual wear,
Yeah.
for street wear. You don't want it to be just a boring campaign shirt. It needs to be something that people are excited to wear.
Do your research, get your branding and your design right, and get the style of t-shirt right, and you will maximize your investment in this.
And I think it's important to know, like, your giant face or like massive cluttered blocks of just text, it's not something that people are excited to wear in their everyday life.
Right.
So you want to keep it clean, minimalist, stylish, something that your name is recognizable. It gets people's attention, but it's still something that people want to casually wear to the brewery or even just going to the grocery store.
Sure.
You want this to be something that's their functional casual wear.
Right.
That's how it becomes a traveling billboard for you.
Yeah. Add a sport coat, you're ready for a night on the town.
So next up, and I mentioned this a little earlier about don't order 500 and then you're stuck with a bunch of 3XL and smalls and they live in your garage forever and you can't even give them away to Goodwill and it's just a whole thing.
Right.
So you want to actually have a one-size-fits-all model where you can for general volunteers. You want to stick to large to 2XL.
Yeah, don't try to order the spectrum of sizes based on a ratio. The standard bell curve doesn't work in this situation.
You want to have a few of the smalls and mediums.
Yeah.
You want to have a few of the 3XL, but you want to have large, extra large, and 2XL. And if you are doing where people are paying you, which they should be, you need to add $2 extra onto your 2XL if they're charging you more, which they usually are.
Which they usually do.
So you need to transfer that over so that you aren't losing it in your campaign.
But if you're just starting off and getting a couple dozen, just stick with large and XL and a variety, and that will be sufficient for most people.
Okay. We live in the modern world. And this is where I go back to, I heard all of you collectively cringe when I said that people should be buying their volunteer t-shirts. I heard it. Did you hear it? Did you hear them all cringe?
Oh, yeah.
Listen to me. You need to be honest with your volunteers. Guys, we'd love for you to have t-shirts. We understand you all can't afford one. If you guys want them, we need you to chip in $20. If you want a campaign t-shirt, give us your $20, write your name down, you get a campaign t-shirt, right? There's nothing wrong with doing that. These people are investing their
There's
time.
nothing wrong with giving your volunteers a t-shirt basically at cost.
Right. Do that if that's
Because they're already donating their time.
You can do that.
If they can cover the cost of the t-shirt, that should be a no-brainer.
But if you are looking to mitigate that, we live in the modern world of crickets.
Oh, crickets are everywhere, and they're amazing.
But you can also order those from print shops and things.
Sure.
The iron-ons.
Your own iron-on.
You get them. They're iron-on. You can use a regular hand iron.
If I had a nickel for every iron-on t-shirt that I made when I was growing up,
right,
I would have several nickels.
So but if you get those, it lessens your expense. They're usable on more than just t-shirts.
Right.
You can put them on just about anything that somebody brings you. And you can sell the iron-on by itself and people can put it on things.
Put it on themselves.
So this allows for you to have your branding out there in creative ways. We've talked before about if you're doing your walking you're going door to door, then having an umbrella that's branded.
Oh, yeah.
The caveat to that is that you need to make sure that your printing is in some way union, especially if you are running on a Democratic ticket. Listen to me, people. It's the right thing to do. always use a union shop whenever you can.
Whenever possible. And that is for printing and for T-shirts themselves, if possible.
Right. For all of those sorts of things, you want to make sure that you're using printing or union shops. This is more important than you know. It can make the difference in whether or not you get a endorsement from the AFL-CIO, from different unions in your
any number of union groups, yeah.
And it is holding true to your values if you're a person who supports unions. And I hope you guys are. Guys, come on.
Sure.
If you don't
I'm sure they
unions, I love unions.
are. I know they are. You are, aren't you?
Collective bargaining, guys.
Everyone out there is.
Human and worker rights, OSHA, weekends,
Right.
40-hour work weeks. Remember those days? We lost those.
Sure we did.
We lost those when Reagan took out unions. Let's
bring it back.
strengthen those unions back to the 1950s.
What was it that that Congresswoman said Reagan really fucked us?
She was running for governor in Wisconsin. She just recently was with just baby's breath of winning that primary against Crowley, who is also an excellent candidate. But she has a great video. I can't remember if I have it up on my personal social media, but I will put it up on the How to Run Pod social media because she does have a great campaign video, and it's my new verbal tick that I have. Reagan really fucked us, Paul. It is my favorite moment in campaign information out there in this particular season.
If you can't, for some reason, get something made by union members, make sure at the very least that you get made in the USA products.
Yes, and this is such an important topic with people. And one of the first things people will do when they pick up your merchandise is check to see if it's made in the USA. And then they will hold you accountable for it.
Yes.
So that is an excellent point.
Don't use the same supplier as MAGA hats.
Yeah, use made in the USA products. Now, here are your alternatives that you should be doing. And listen up. Are you listening? These are low-cost alternatives for low-budget campaigns,
right,
which is what a lot of you listening are going to be working with.
Right. And I think as we've made clear, T-shirts are expensive.
So
especially compared to other types of swag or other types of marketing or other types of ads.
So here's how you get around not having T-shirts.
Don't buy T-shirts at all. Try these.
Buy 0 custom shirts. Tell volunteers to wear a solid color that matches your campaign.
Yeah.
So ask them to all wear a white shirt. Ask them to all wear a bright yellow shirt. Ask them to all wear red. Whatever it is that works for your campaign branding.
Right.
Slap on a high visibility 50-cent campaign logo sticker or a button.
And if you're paying 50 cents for a sticker or a button, you're paying too much. Those are not expensive items. And they are a fantastic alternative to paying whatever for pre-printed T-shirts.
You slap them right on. And I'm not talking about like the custom stickers that are like bigger.
Yeah.
Right. Like you can slap that on. That's 50 cents.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that you want to do. And I can't stress this one enough. This is what I do. Utilize reusable field gear. Standardized campaign lanyards and high visibility vests.
Right.
I don't use vests so much, but I do use things like lanyards, volunteer things that say volunteer on one side and have the campaign branding on the other, almost like a backstage pass sort of situation.
Right. And do a cost comparison on getting high-res vests with your logo on the back for your door knockers and that type of thing. It's a safety issue, and they're also easily transferred from person to person.
Right. Those you can collect back, shove in a box, and then the next time they're volunteer, and they're one size fits all.
Yeah, and they tend to get less sweaty.
And then of course you have campaign clipboards and things like that. Again, you can put your logo on the back there with a sticker. That can be a sticker that's very visible to anybody who's seeing the back of that clipboard. Add to that a lanyard, and you're off to the races. And then again, as I said before, those iron-ons, make sure that they're union printed, but you have an iron-on, and then it's, hey, volunteers, bring the T-shirt you want to be your campaign T-shirt, and we're going to iron on your logo.
Right.
And this will be your campaign T-shirt. So keep it with you anytime you're volunteering with us.
Sure.
So those are low-cost alternatives. You can use those. You can create a uniform. You can do that with your volunteer parade walkers, with your door knockers, with your staff. As long as they have the lanyards, as long as they're wearing the same colors, you're creating that.
Yeah.
And then, as we have tried to stress so very much, if you are ordering these, get the most out of the damn things. So if you are getting T-shirts, you want a strategy that makes an impact with these. So one, start with a visual blitz and using it for field operations, creating a tactical presence. Use your shirts to make your campaign look massive.
Sure.
Make it look organized and unstoppable. And a lot of times that's the other thing that candidates want that feeling of. You can replicate that by just having a uniform that is the same colors with that identifying, reusable field gear. So, but you want the visual monolith.
Right.
If you're getting the shirts, you're creating a visual monolith. You want a sea of color that immediately tells people that they are with you. When you have a public event, a city council meeting, a community parade, your team needs to look like a unified force. So you pick a distinct high contrast campaign color. 50 of your supporters showing up wearing the exact same shirt. It creates that undeniable visual footprint that local media and voters can't ignore.
Right.
It makes a small campaign look huge in that regard. So if you can do that, that's the way you're utilizing your shirts.
Sure.
You don't want them dotting the environment. You want them all together.
Another reason that you're not just giving out shirts willy-nilly for free for anybody who asks for them, when you're giving out shirts to volunteers or to supporters, you're going to make sure that you have the opportunity to gather their information so that when you have rallies and events where you want massive amounts of people, you're going to make sure that these people are going to be there because they have a shirt.
And you want to choose a color that's easily accessible.
Right.
Because there are going to be people who don't have shirts. Either you've run out or they don't, want to spend the money for it or whatever.
Yeah. These are all considerations to make when you're doing your branding initially and coming up with your campaign colors and that strategy.
And why you should work with a professional in creating your campaign branding.
Yes.
So you want to choose a color that's easily accessible to. Something that is somebody can run out to the store and get a shirt that's plain, that's that color, or they already have. So choose a color that's easily accessible so that if you run out of shirts or they didn't buy one or there's not enough, they can wear the color and have that identifying sticker and expand that color.
And you can put that in your social media invites and things like that. Wear your blue shirt, we'll give you a campaign sticker.
Exactly.
That kind of thing.
The next thing that you want to do with your shirts.
This one, I think, is one of the most innovative ideas, especially with the advent of technology recently.
Thank you.
I think that this is a no-brainer to do if and when you get T-shirts. You're going to have a classy, clear, concise logo, name, information on the front of it. And on the back of it.
A lot of times people leave that plain.
Right. Which is it's a waste of space, right?
Right. So what I recommend is,
which I think is brilliant.
Thank you, is that you put your QR code back there.
Absolutely.
A really good QR code. Now, first of all, curiosity may have killed the cat, but for the human, it just meant that they spent more time on their phone. So people see a QR code, they're like, "What's that?"
What's that?
They hold
I'm
up
gonna
their
check it
phone,
out.
check it out. You print the high contrast large QR code on the back of the field team shirts above the shoulder blades.
Doesn't cover the entire back.
Right.
A quarter size QR code right between your shoulder blades.
Have that directly linked to either the campaign's volunteer sign up or donation page, and or just your website in general, wherever it is that you want people to go to.
Right.
When a volunteer walks down the street or stands in line at an event, everyone behind them can scan the shirt directly from their phone.
Exactly.
But when you pair the QR code with an enticing slogan so that you increase that curiosity, that it makes it enough that people are just sitting there like, what is that? So I highly recommend, if you have that back there, don't count on human curiosity, peek it a little bit more. So add a little bit of something of, are you looking for equal education for all?
Right.
Or scan me.
Scan me and see what happens.
See what happens. So whatever it is that one of your primary points, whatever it is that your theme is, make it relatable to the QR code and entice.
Maybe it takes them to a specific spot in your webpage. It's going to be basically the same QR code that you're using on your palm cards
Exactly.
and handing out at events where you want to direct people. And it's also where your volunteer should be directing people to go as well.
Right. So your QR code changes depending on what it is that you want to do with those things.
But your T-shirt QR code is not going to be changing frequently.
No, your T-shirt QR code doesn't change at all.
Okay.
But your mailer may have a different QR code
Understood.
than what your T-shirt does, because you want your T-shirt to take people to your website, or you want your T-shirt to encourage people to volunteer. It depends.
But your mailers, you may want to take them to a specific
Exactly.
subject. Sure.
Yeah. So
That makes sense.
So when you put that on the T-shirt, you want to make sure that you're reminding the wearers of those T-shirts that when someone asks about the candidate, when they're facing them, to physically turn around and show them the QR code. Now, here's what happens when you do that. That actually gets people to immediately go to the link.
Right.
Because they feel obligated, because you have now physically turned around and went, hey.
Here's that thing you were asking me about. Take care of it right now.
Right. And so now you're standing there like, do it.
Right.
And that feels more natural than when somebody sees your shirt and says, oh, are you volunteering with that candidate? And you can say, yeah, you can find out more about them at their website.
And you'll have your web address probably on the front.
But if you say that, they're like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that's the end of it. They're not pulling out their phone and typing in the website. But if you say, yeah, I am, look here, and turn around and show them the QR code, it's like, scan this.
And that is the reason that you want to have that QR code printed in the upper, like between the shoulders. If you are wearing a jacket or something over the shirt, drop it off the shoulders and you can still scan it, rather than having to have the whole back of the shirt.
Speaking of informing your T-shirt wearers,
right,
how to use that QR code, what to do to get people to use it, you want to tell people when to wear their shirts.
These T-shirts are a tool,
right?
And people need to be instructed on how to use them.
So I have gone so far in some campaigns as to attach a card that reminds the person getting the shirt when they should be wearing their shirt. It's your wear.
Yeah, your wear.
Your wear. If they're doing door knocking and lit drop, that T-shirt creates instant voter trust, legitimacy at the doorstep, as well as parades, county fairs, and festival booths. So let them know. If you are volunteering, you need to have the shirt.
Right.
Volunteers purchase their own shirts at cost. We've talked about that. Frame it as a small, meaningful investment in the movement. There's nothing wrong with that. Maintain a dedicated volunteer shift stash managed by your volunteer coordinator. If you have a field director, whatever usually that's the same thing. I call it a volunteer coordinator. That gets checked in, checked out. And that's usually when I prefer to just use campaign materials rather than, If we're at the point that we are trading out T-shirts for volunteers, just use your campaign materials. But
Yeah.
if people are really stuck on this and you've got the shirts and you don't have enough for everybody, keep them in a box, recycle them out as needed for volunteers.
Yeah, just another reason to think twice about ordering T-shirts is it's a whole thing.
It's a whole thing.
You've got to keep them, you got to distribute them, you got to protect them, you got to have people
Got to carry them
track
around.
them, you got to lug them around everywhere you go. So think twice.
A place to store them while you're not. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
We talked about this before, host and staff visibility. Event staff and hosts wear the shirts at fundraisers to clearly signal who guests should go to for help.
Sure.
Sign-ups and donation checks. Let people know. You are getting this shirt. You are coming to volunteer. You need to wear it there.
Right.
Remind people in advance if you're volunteering. Do you have a shirt? You need to wear it. And then branded activism. If your campaign is doing good for the community, if you're focused on our city parks need cleaned up,
Right.
if you're doing anything that's a food drive, if there's disaster relief and people are doing those sorts of things and they are working with your campaign, ask them to wear those shirts in those moments. Remind them that when they are out working in the community, you want people to see the good work that the people who vote for you do.
Right.
You want to see that that's who you garner in support is the people who are out there working in their communities. So remind them, give them a specific list of organizations you want to see them wearing their T-shirt at. There's nothing wrong with that. If you're working with an organization that does a food pantry in town, and one of the things that you as a candidate are campaigning on is local funds going to that food pantry, then any of your volunteers that are volunteering at that food pantry, ask them to wear their shirt while they're there volunteering. Those sorts of things. Ask them.
Yeah, even if it's not necessarily a campaign event, if
Right.
it's something that they do on their own, and it's important to your campaign, that can be a request to be made as well.
So, and then turn it into an actual campaign event.
Yeah.
You can turn shirts into campaign events, and I'm about to give you a little secret recipe on how to do that. And it's social media.
Yeah. Pay attention, folks. This is cool.
So, social media and show your shirt campaign. All right. This is a great way to utilize them and get your name splashed everywhere on social media and get social engagement. Gamify the merchandise that you have.
Gamify it. I like that.
What do you do in your campaign T-shirt? So use hashtag action campaigns. When you give them the shirt, give them a mission. Wear the shirt, take pictures wearing the shirt, have performing this act, this mission, put it on social media, hit the hashtag, make the hashtag trend.
Yeah.
Your pitch is typically going to be something like, when you get your shirt, post a selfie wearing it in a local spot you love and use our hashtag,
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah.
So where is candidate name or community first your state? Tell us why you're voting. Things like that.
Yeah.
These are wear your shirt and tell us why you're voting. Take a picture,
Take a video, send a message with a
send
picture.
a reel or a
Yeah, do a
TikTok.
post on your social media.
Right. So these are one of the ways that you can do that. You can do a wear and share challenge, which is one of my favorites, sort of like a scavenger hunt. So you can run an online points-based challenge where supporters have to take a photo of themselves doing things that are community service oriented, volunteering at the local animal shelter, picking up litter, visiting a small local business, attending a town hall meeting, while wearing the shirt, right? Just like I said before, you can give them a card and say, hey, make sure you're wearing your shirt at these things.
Post a list of specific events on your social media and make it a scavenger hunt type contest. That's a great one.
And then, the rules for that is you earn points. You must complete the civic action while wearing the shirt. Take a photo and post it with the official hashtag that
Right.
campaign has. So the incentive is anyone who posts using the specific hashtag is entered to win some sort of something, a one-on-one coffee with the candidate or a VIP invite to election night
Right.
watch party or
Or a free T-shirt.
That's funny. Or, maybe they get to come to your inauguration party.
Right.
Something that you can say, hey, thanks for participating and thanks for showing the community who we are. The payoff in that, the result in something like that is you turn everyday volunteers into walking digital billboards who flood their personal networks
Sure.
with authentic, organic engagement for your campaign. And that is gold.
And then you are able to utilize these social media posts to promote your own campaign, and everybody wins.
It is.
Hopefully.
So if you absolutely need these t-shirts, do this at the very least.
Weaponize them.
Weaponize them.
You're going to spend the money. You're going to do it just like you would a television, radio ad, billboard, sponsorship, whatever you're doing to promote your campaign. This is another way to promote your campaign. This is not just free swag to hand out. It's not just rewards for volunteers. It is a promotion for your campaign, and always remember to treat it that way.
So, too long didn't read? Every t-shirt represents real campaign dollars that could have gone to targeted digital ads, mailers, or a staff member. If you're going to buy them, weaponize them. If a shirt isn't actively generating a conversation, a social media post, or a volunteer hour, it's a waste of fabric. Keep them exclusive, keep them high quality, and make them earn the shirt.
And that's all we have to say about that.
Now, we're going to tell you how everyone should have learned that lesson from the very beginning.
And so let's talk about some history.
Yes.
We should have learned about t-shirts from this very beginning.
We should have learned a very valuable lesson that t-shirts don't mean voters.
All right, let's hear it.
All right, so picture it. The United States.
Yes.
1948.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Right. So if you want to talk about how a t-shirt is a waste of money and how it doesn't actually translate into votes,
Sure.
look no further than the man who invented them, Thomas E. Dewey.
Thomas E. Dewey invented t-shirts?
Well, I mean, his campaign invented campaign t-shirts.
Okay.
Do you know who Thomas Dewey is?
I know that Truman beat him.
Right.
Only because of the opening of Cheers.
He is the guy who... Because it
has the Dewey defeats Truman headline.
Newspaper,
First
right.
Tribune. Yeah.
So, famously, Truman beat Dewey. And this is the guy who invented t-shirt.
Campaign t-shirts have not worked from the very beginning. I think that's the point.
So before 1948, t-shirts were strictly considered men's undergarments. Nobody wore them out in public as standalone clothing. But during the 1948 presidential race, Governor Thomas Dewey's campaign decided to do something radical. They printed the simple t-shirt with a stencil of his face with the punny slogan, "Do, D-E-W, do it with Dewey."
Okay.
It's widely recognized by historians as the very first printed promotional campaign t-shirt in U.S. history.
Okay.
It completely shifted how political merchandise and daily casual wear was viewed in American culture. So they are widely considered the first ever slogan political campaign t-shirt.
Okay.
But they're not the first graphic t-shirt.
Okay.
So technically, the U.S. Navy issued plain white t-shirts as undergarments in 1913, and then they printed text that appeared on the shirt shortly thereafter. And then the Air Corps gunnery schools printed military branch logos on t-shirts in the late 1930s. And then interestingly enough, the Wizard of Oz, the MGM promotional team, they had green Emerald City t-shirts for the actors.
Oh, I bet those are a collector's item now.
Yeah. So I think Smithsonian items.
Yeah.
Before 1948, political merchandise meant campaign buttons, printed sashes, handheld paper fans, metallic ribbons, and thimbles. I mean, you still see carryovers of that stuff today in
Right.
swag. It's the same sort of things, but it wasn't actual physical clothing. So in 1948, as I said earlier, wearing a t-shirt in public as standard outerwear was considered taboo or social scandal.
Right.
It was strictly viewed as men's underwear.
Okay.
And Dewey's campaign pushed past that social boundary to target young voters and campaign volunteers.
Yes.
A big thing changed here. It's post-World War II. Women have started wearing pants. They
Oh
love
my goodness,
to-
the scandal.
Right. You had the women on the home front.
Women wearing pants, men wearing t-shirts out in public.
Everybody's worked at a factory at this point,
Right.
regardless of class or gender. So some of this workwear has started to casually, especially within youth, make it into everyday wear, which, as we know, the teens are always out there.
Oh yeah. They're setting the trends.
Pushing social boundaries. So the shirt that they made, the shirt featured a line art stencil profile of Thomas Dewey, complete with his trademark mustache, which
He apparently had a trademark mustache.
he has a trademark. I'm familiar with it. It's very it's not Boston Blackie. It's not that style, but it is that 1940s sort of. I don't know how. Yeah, go to the website. There'll be a picture on there. I'll make sure that they have a picture of Dewey on there. But it had the classic trademark mustache along with the punny pop art style slogan, "Do it with Dewey," and it was printed on a bright white crew neck cotton T-shirt, which
Okay.
is exactly what machinists and laborers and
Just
things
a
would
very
wear.
light t-shirt.
It's an undershirt.
Yeah.
The campaign produced several thousand Do It With Dewey shirts, and they were handed out primarily to the Youth for Dewey clubs,
Right.
parade marchers, volunteer campaign workers across the major cities.
So they took our advice.
Right? And so also understand that they're trying to appeal to a blue collar that typically votes for Democrats from Roosevelt.
Right.
They'd really captured the blue collar worker. And so seeing these work shirts, people working in them for Dewey, also creates not only a youthful picture.
Hey, it was not a bad marketing idea.
Right. It creates all kinds of the subtlety that I talk about with messaging.
Yeah, and definitely novel for the time.
And they're using it exactly how you would want to use it. There's very few of these, by the way, that you can find. You can find replicas of them, but T-shirts were treated as disposable novelty rags back in the day. They were worn strictly for work, or people slept in. Listen, I sleep in a T-shirt. I love a good comfortable T-shirt.
Oh yeah. But they're thin cotton fabric. They're not designed to last.
Most of them
forever.
got thrown away post-election, and because he lost. So there's a Do It With Dewey T-shirt that's at the Smithsonian National Museum of American History, which is
that's a
my
very, very cool
favorite.
place.
I love to go there.
One of my favorite places in the country.
I was born in D.C. When we go into the city, that was always the one place there, in the Air and Space Museum. I wanted to be.
You can see Abraham Lincoln's hat, FDR's microphone, and a Thomas Dewey T-shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
It's amazing.
And Stephen Colbert's portrait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been hanging there for a while. So,
And the Buffy shirt from Seinfeld.
and the puffy shirt from Seinfeld, a Kermit the Frog, Archie Bunker's chair.
Yeah.
Did we say Dorothy's slippers, by the way?
Dorothy Slippers, a signpost from MASH.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing place.
So interestingly enough, there was a bit of an underwear scandal with this. So when campaign volunteers wore them during summer rallies in 1948, I know,
Scandalous.
the local press covered it as much for the shock of people walking around in quote unquote underwear as they did for the candidate's platform. So they were getting attention.
They definitely got attention from it.
The Dewey defeats Truman irony in this, the newspaper.
Right.
The shirts created a massive buzz, and the novelty crowds at the rally, I mean, it was huge. Dewey's team, unfortunately, just as I've warned for this entire episode, interpreted the excitement over the novelty swag as overwhelming voter enthusiasm,
Right.
which contributed to the complacency that led to Harry Truman's historic 1948 victory. But
so you can't say necessarily that the T-shirts hurt his campaign, but it definitely drew the focus away maybe from other strategies.
It wasn't the T-shirts.
That were more important.
It was the misinterpretation of what the T-shirts are.
Sure.
They use them as a tool, but they're not a barometer. They're not polling. They're not telling you the information that you want them to be telling you.
Right.
So, I mean, and here's case in point. Remember Eisenhower?
Right. I remember Eisenhower.
Okay, so it's 4 years later. Eisenhower's campaign, they started making I Like Ike t-shirts because they remembered that Dewey did that and they were really popular. So they started making them. But what did they do? They sold the t-shirts. They didn't just give them away willy-nilly and treat them like rags and underwear. They were popular. So they sold them as merchandise and used the funds rather than giving it away.
And if you think politicians can't learn a lesson, they learned this in one election cycle.
In one election cycle.
They learned you can't just give away T-shirts and judge your campaign success by that.
And from that, they actually created the first modern political swag store.
Yeah.
So, which you will see on every website of every politician who is doing what they should be doing for anything greater than one county.
So Eisenhower gives a big thank you to Dewey for finding out the wrong way to do things.
And so, the campaign T-shirt, it was a massive novelty.
Yeah.
People went absolutely crazy for them because they had never seen a printed T-shirt before, not outside of the military.
Right. Or the bedroom. Ooh.
And think about this. Who does that T-shirt appeal to? You've got a printed T-shirt that the only other time you've seen a printed T-shirt was in the military. Well, half of the country, it's 1948. A printed T-shirt that feels like home for half the country at this point.
Exactly.
So people went absolutely crazy for them because they'd never really seen it. Dewey's team handed them out everywhere, thinking that the buzz meant they had the election in the bag. And we all know how that ended.
Right.
So, I think the takeaway is Dewey won the T-shirt war, but he lost the actual war.
He won the T-shirt battle.
I guess.
But lost the presidential war.
He gave away thousands of revolutionary T-shirts to people who thought the novelty of the printed shirt was neat.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool shirt, bro. But novelty doesn't translate to votes. Yeah. So I implore you people, don't be Thomas Dewey for so many reasons, but also this. Don't be Thomas Dewey. Remember, novelty does not equal votes.
Right. But it can be used as a tool.
But it can be used as a tool.
And should be.
And T-shirts are not a tool for polling.
T-shirts are not a poll.
T-shirts are not a poll.
Right.
Yeah.
That's an excellent point.
Yeah.
All right. I think another great topic can be checked off the list here for people who are first-time runners for office.
And I feel like I've made my case.
I think you've made your case very well.
I think that people think that I'm a curmudgeon, that I'm a killjoy, that I don't understand.
For those of you who've been listening for a while, you have heard Bea mention many times that she hates T-shirts.
I hate campaign T-shirts.
So now you understand a little bit more of why. It's not as important as a lot of candidates make them out to be.
Yeah. So I have so many campaign T-shirts, and because I know the importance of them. I wore them through the campaigns. I wore them in public. I did, if I took a shirt, I took it seriously. And, some of them won, some of them lost. But I know that T-shirt didn't really make much of a difference in whether or not they won or lost.
No. They're nice to have.
They're
absolutely not necessary.
Right.
This is the kind of advice you can expect to get. The straight talk advice. That's what Be Political gives to you. Every time you talk to us and we work on your strategy or campaign plans, whether we're managing your entire campaign or just doing strategy sessions to talk about different aspects of it, this is the kind of straightforward advice you get. This is no nonsense stuff right here.
Absolutely. And you can actually go to our website at bepoliticalllc.com and find out more about the type of strategy sessions that we offer. And you can email us and, say, hey, I want to find out more.
Email us, text us, hit us up on social media if you have questions or want to get more information about the services that we offer, or you want to suggest a topic that we talk about. Maybe campaign t-shirts is not your primary focus. Maybe it's something else that we haven't talked about yet.
Oh, yeah.
Give us some ideas for episodes that you want us to talk about, or just for more information, info@bepoliticalllc.com.
Definitely hit us up on the socials. The socials over there are fun. They're starting to get those really going, and
Yeah,
they're having fun with it. And I'm on the socials. You can find me.
you're on the socials a lot.
You'll find me on Threads, on Facebook, on Blue Sky. I'm out there.
Yeah.
They're doing the things.
If you're in a campaign, take some pictures and send them to us. We'd love to see campaign pictures.
We're going to see them on the Insta.
Show us the t-shirts that you so blatantly ordered against our advice.
I want you, this is what I want. I want your campaign t-shirts with hashtag I got them anyway. All right. This is what I want. I got them anyway.
And then here's the challenge.
And tag us in it.
Send us one.
Yeah. Tag us.
We want one of your t-shirts. Send us a t-shirt.
I want your t-shirts.
All right.
Yeah. Email us. Email us for an address.
Email us your t-shirt.
No.
That's not how that works.
I don't think so. Tim. So, definitely hit us up on @HowToRunPod. If you've got reels of your campaign and your t-shirts, if you've got pictures on Insta, tag us in it and hashtag I got them anyway.
I got them anyway.
Yeah.
Hashtag I got them anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know how all that works,
Yeah.
but I'll leave that up to you.
So on Threads, you can go to community running for office. That's us too.
All right.
We started that thread, I think.
So any of the social medias that you use, we're using, hit us up on it. Look for us. We're going to be there, and send us your pictures. Send us any comments or questions that you have.
Send us your t-shirts.
Send us your t-shirts.
So I think we've given them some valuable information here. We have given them everything that they need to know about why they shouldn't get t-shirts. They're going to get them anyway. We know that. There go they by the grace of God.
Yes.
So
Go forward with this advice, and you may well survive.
thank you, Don Quixote.
Yes.
All right. So you got your call to action. Send us your t-shirt pictures on social media @HowToRunPod. If you're on Threads, hit up that thread, running for office. And until next time, guys,
We'll talk to you again soon. This is Scott.
I'm B. Let's get ready to run.